guys, welcome to EAK TV. I'm delighted to have Silvio Schembri, the Parliamentary Secretary for Malta, with us today. Silvio, what reasons can you give for Malta wanting to lead the way in the blockchain space?
What reason? One? No, I think the most important decision that the government must do is whether they want to embrace change and lead the way or just follow. The message that we're delivering is that you ultimately cannot stop change. So let's embrace it. Let's see how to make it happen in the best way possible. And that is what Malta did. We enacted 3 bills in terms of the technology of DLT that does not focus only on blockchain. We're speaking about DLT and emerging technologies. So eventually we'll continue to expand further on AI, IoT, quantum data, big data, space, etc. So there is a lot of areas of emerging technologies that we need to explore even further. Obviously that would help our ecosystem to continue to diversify. We already have a booming economy in Malta, about 7% growth, GDP growth. We have full employment, government surplus, government debt in 4 years has been reduced from 75% to just 45% of GDP. So it is not something that we want to do it for the short-term gain, but rather as our long-term vision in having Malta as a powerhouse of technology innovation.
Do you think that blockchain will play a key role in Malta's future?
It is already doing so. I mean, today's event is an exhibition of what we have achieved so far in such a short period of time. So we've started this work in less than a year. I've been elected in this position and given the responsibility by the Prime Minister about 1.5 years. And we immediately started about 1 year ago to work on this area. So in just a couple of months we managed to acquire these 3 very strong, robust bills that has been applauded and has been well received by the industry and regulators alike. So we managed to find that balancing act between the two.
And where would you like to see Malta this time next year, this time in 5 years? You know, people are now talking about Malta being a blockchain island or the Silicon Valley of cryptocurrency. Do you think that's possible?
Well, when they speak to me about Silicon Valley is Silicon Valley. They've got their own way of doing things, which is a good model. We have our own model. We are not trying to imitate or emulate Silicon Valley to Malta. We are creating a new Malta. We started this year with the blockchain island. Next year we're going to expand further on new emerging technologies. And then in the future, the ultimate aim is to make Malta as a powerhouse of economic innovation. And I think we have all the ingredients to do so. We have a wonderful country, beautiful country, good food, wonderful weather, very welcoming people, a lot of creating the critical mass of innovators here in Malta, booming economy. So now is the time. Let's do it.
So you mentioned that Malta has obviously experienced tremendous growth over the last 3 years. I think it's 3 times the EU average. So how will blockchain fit into that story? Do you see that growth even going higher than that, or do you think blockchain can be important to achieve that?
Of course. First of all, here we're not just looking to increase our economic growth. We are looking at sustaining our economic growth for the future, which is a little bit different. As I said, we already have a very thriving and booming economy, and through blockchain we can make our systems more efficient, more sustainable, more transparent, and that will secure our long-term growth. Rather than it will increase, obviously, because it will bring new activity, but we are happy with with our economic growth as it is. So we are not looking at overheating the economy. We are looking at long-term sustainable growth.
And finally, Silvio, what would your message be to blockchain or cryptocurrency companies that are thinking of setting up in Malta?
Well, for those who are here, they already know what Malta can provide. From the government, you will find an enabler, a welcoming government, and you will find a country of making it happen. If you have an idea, come forward, come with your idea. If the present scenario does not permit that idea to be able to be implemented, as a government we always try to disrupt ourselves to find ways and means, obviously within a legal framework, within the European legal framework, but to make it much more easier for companies to be able to operate. That's what we have done with blockchain, and that's what we're going to do with other technologies.
Okay, well that's EAK TV. Thank you so much for joining us, Silvio. We'll speak to you later on at the event.